I hold in my hands the new 16X paddle from GRUVN, and I gotta tell you, I really like this paddle. Hello everyone, I'm Keith Valentine, I'm the Pickleball Pirate, and today I'm gonna be talking to you about the 16X paddle from GRUVN. Really love this paddle. If you wanna hear about it, stay tuned. Okay, I gotta say, I picked up this paddle and I was pleasantly surprised. Now, I don't mean pleasantly surprised in the sense that I expected it to be bad. I just expected it to be very, very similar to the GRUVN H model, which it is. If you look at the shape of these paddles, they're very, very, very much the same shape, very similar characteristics. A little bit difference though, if I stack these up here, you'll see that the GRUVN H has a little bit higher neck area, a little bit longer handle, and the GRUVN 16X comes down a little bit further than that. And what I think this does for this paddle is give it a little bit more stability. My only knock on the RAW-16H was it has a little bit of a smaller sweet spot compared to the other carbon paddles of its like. So just to show you the size comparison and the shape comparison, so here's the Diadem Warrior Edge, and you can see that these paddles are almost identical. The difference between the Edge and this one is this one has a little bit more blocky handle, whereas the Diadem Warrior Edge has a more modified handle. It is actually shrunk down because this is a 20mm paddle. So they actually make the paddle handle a little bit smaller, so it fits a little bit better in smaller hands. This is a little bit more head heavy than the 16X. So comparatively, they feel very similar. All of these paddles, this one, the Warrior Edge, the GRUVN 16H, and the 16mm carbon one. You're not gonna go wrong with any of these paddles. It's really gonna come down to the graphics, and the price is gonna be the main differentiator between all these carbon face paddles. But I love the GRUVN 16X. It's gonna go in my bag along with these others. I have about 7 paddles that I play regularly on the channel, and you can see them in any of the games I play. But they all have similar characteristics because I'm a control player. So I love the carbon face paddles because I don't need any help from the paddle. I don't need any pop from the paddle. I would say this has moderate power. I could still put the ball away with it, but as most carbon face paddles, they're not the poppiest paddles on the market. So when I played this, I was extremely surprised. It was like it had been in my bag, and this paddle would probably go in my bag and stay in my bag and be one of the paddles I play. It has an incredibly large sweet spot. It doesn't feel like you could miss the ball very much. I really hit decent shots with it. My resets were phenomenal. My dinking was phenomenal. My third shot drops were really, really good. And I think this paddle can generate a lot of spin. So as we start getting into this carbon face market, a lot of these paddles, they're all having the same characteristics. In fact, a lot of these paddles come from the same manufacturer overseas. So the difference is going to start being the face material, how they do the face material, and the core. How long will the core hold up? I gotta say, I think the 16X is probably going to be the best seller for GRUVN. And let's just talk about some of the things I liked and didn't like about it. So the first thing that I didn't like was it's a little bit more of a blocky handle. Just like any of the other 16mm paddles, the handles are a little bit blocky. So for females or people with small hands, you might want to go with the 13 model, the 13X model, or the 13 model in any of these guys. They have a 13H, they have a 13X. Now you'll lose a little bit of the sweet spot, but you'll get more power and spin. So you got to do something with the weighting when you go to the smaller handles. I would say that compared to any of the other 16s out there, this paddle is right up there with them. I didn't feel like I missed a whole lot of shots with it. I felt like I could hit the ball all the way out here on the edge and still have some control and not lose all the power. So it was really, really good for that type of stability. Blocking was really, really good and very stable blocking. The one thing I think that GRUVN is doing different than any of the other manufacturers is these edge guards, the color edge guards. You can order multiple color edge guards, and I think this is one of the unique factors about it because most of the other brands, other than the Diadem Warrior, it has a red edge guard. All the other ones have black edge guards. So this one actually gives you some options for colors. I know this is a lime green. It might not be the color I would choose, but hey, it's a good looking paddle. It's a good feeling paddle. And I don't think you'd go wrong with getting a paddle like this. The price is $160 plus the discount you get, or minus the discount that you get from us. This is a very, very fair price paddle, and I think it's going to be very well. I think you'd do good to grab it. So if you like this review, or you want to see any other paddle reviews, maybe this isn't the paddle for you, click here.